Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you and the ranking member for the opportunity to participate today. And I thank all of our witnesses, particularly Mr. Glasgow from Preservation, Virginia. 15 years ago, President Obama designated Fort Monroe in my district as a national monument. And while it is clear that the land contains an historic fort, the site's significance in other history is less obvious. Because over 400 years ago, the first enslaved Africans in what would become the United States were forcibly brought onto the shores where the fort currently stands. The fort that exists today was built with enslaved labor in the early 1800s, but became known as Fortress Freedom, a refuge of many who were enslaved and escaped during the Civil War. But this history is now under attack by the Trump administration. And Mr. Spears, I want to thank you for your work in making Fort Monroe National Monument a reality. Could you tell us what Americans lose when sites like Fort Monroe are underfunded, neglected, or stripped of historical context?
Yes, sir. Congressman Scott, thank you for your work and helping to bring that national monument designation about. Seems like an awful long time ago, a couple lifetimes now. The story at Fort Monroe is an incredible story of that kind of first African arrival, those 20 and odd Africans who arrived. But for me, the history moves quickly forward to April, May of 1861. Confederates have fired on Fort Sumter, and they are situated outside Fort Monroe, and they are using enslaved African labor to build trenches. And three men steal a rowboat. They row across the bay to Fort Monroe, where they request asylum. The Union commander there is a General Benjamin Butler. He says, come on in. And then the next day, the Confederate colonel who actually owns those gentlemen comes to Fort Monroe, knocks on the front door, and he says he wants his property back. And Ben Butler says to him, as a Union officer in the military, I'm obliged to follow all the rules of the United States of America. But there's this pesky question of secession. And you all no longer consider yourselves to be citizens of the United States of America. So I'm going to keep these men. I'm going to put them to work for paid labor for the United States. So they're not digging trenches that you can put your guns in so you can shoot and kill my men. Long before there was an emancipation, there was that action by Ben Butler at Fort Monroe, and you are right, sir, in that it did lead to 10,000 more enslaved African-American men, women, and children over the course of the next few years, making that perilous journey from slavery to Freedom's Fortress at Fort Monroe. If we are not able to talk about the role of race and slavery at Fort Monroe, where are we going to talk about it? It's critical that that part of our American experience gets shared so that we know not that this is a horrible country, not that this is a rotten place, but that this is in fact the kind of place where that kind of diligence, that kind of hope, that kind of desperation can lead to better outcomes for individuals. It's a classic American story. It's our history.
And it was an interesting legal theory he used. If there's property involved, it's a contraband of war. If you consider these people property, then we will keep them as contrabands of war and not return them. So it was an interesting legal theory and became Fortress Monroe. Now, how does preserving Black history in places like Fort Monroe strengthen our understanding of American democracy today?
So I think it strengthens it because I am a fan. I'm a national park nerd. And one of the things that we want to do for our national parks is strengthen the constituency for the most significant historic, natural, cultural places on the North American landscape and beyond. One of the ways that you do that is you help people to understand that that park system is relevant to them, that it's relevant to their families, that it's relevant to their history. I love a good experience up close and personal with dynamic megafauna. So grizzly bears and bison and other things like that. There are many more people in the Black and brown community who prefer historic and cultural connections, and that's what the Park Service ought to be able to provide during this 250th anniversary and beyond that, so that people understand that they have a connection to this country that is strong and solid, and that these are their public lands too.
Thank you. Now, as we've heard, it's been reported that signs discussing topics such as slavery, climate change, Native American history have been removed from at least 17 national park sites. How has this administration targeted information to be removed?
That's a very good question, Congressman Scott. We don't know because there is no transparency in this process. The one thing I can assure you and the committee here is that they are not targeting these signs for removal because the Park Service had incorrect interpretation. They are targeting them because they feel that mention of race, racism, slavery, civil rights, labor struggles, women's history, and God forbid, anything that mentions the LGBTQ community has to go. And so there is no order or rhyme or reason to this, and it's happening at individual sites all across the country.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to participate.
I thank the gentleman for Virginia. The